Traffic light. Traffic lights are an artifact created as a social construct of society, also known as SCOT, as they have no meaning other than what we as humans associate to them. This is the approach that Pinch and Bicker use regarding technology and its meaning in society, found in Chapter 8 of our textbook, Technology and Society. Growing up in this kind of society, we learn that green means go, yellow to slow down, and red to stop. Without this knowledge, though, these lights would just be seen as an arbitrary glowing colored light at the intersection of roads. Rachel Ross, a Live Science contributor, writes an article regarding the history of the traffic light. Traffic lights were invented by a British railway manager by the name of John Peake Knight, who got the idea from watching how the railroads used lights to control traffic. When the railroad light turned on and the arm shifted down, this indicated that the train was moving through an area. Knight thought that if people could be taught to understand this light signal and its meaning, then how hard could it be to teach them a method to control traffic in the streets from a pedestrian to buggies? Of course, the first implementation of it comes not without its failures and flaws. These lights had to be armed by a police officer at all times to control the flow of traffic. Within 1 month of the first traffic light being installed in London, a catastrophe occurred where a gas leak formed and caused one of the lights in the traffic light to explode in the officer's face. This incident closed further discussion and progress, as it now became seen as a health hazard to society, more so than a benefit. As automobiles began popping up in the United States, so did the need for traffic lights to control the flow of traffic. Many different forms of traffic lights were patented and used up until 1912, when a police officer from Utah by the name of Lester Farnsworth Wire invested in traffic light we know and encounter every day. Nowadays in society, we have come to accept that traffic lights and understand the rules that coincide with them. This includes when it is our turn to stop or to go through the light, or cross at the sidewalk. Some of us go against these regulations built by society, usually intentional, although we do not always care to admit it. The most common conflict arises when a citizen chooses to ignore the traffic light when it turns from yellow to red and their attempt to not waste time by stopping at it. This causes accidents, as the law-abiding citizens see the green light and understand that it means it's their turn to pass through. This, of course, doesn't always work out well, as one person is traveling through as it's their turn to pass, while the other person passes through incorrectly, causing a collision. Traffic lights nowadays can be seen as a hindrance to most people, as we just want to get from X to Y in the least amount of time possible. This can sometimes pose a problem, though, when stopped at a traffic light, or every light that you come in contact on your path. This can cause frustration to those driving and those affected by it. That frustration is then built up and let out towards others, causing them physical or mental harm, affecting our social relationships.